I'd like to make a motion for addition of the Melanie Fitness Center to Human Services Committee. I'm asking today, Mayor, I'm pleading that you take Trustee Muhammad off of that committee. Because if this is what we're displaying, then that's appalling to me and every other woman that go to Melanie Fitness Center.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to add the Melanie Fitness Center to Human Services Committee.
To remove a trustee from a committee because of, I'll say, what happened.
The taxpayer-owned facility was used for a racy adult pool party.
Is really uncalled for. That.
No discussion, roll call.
Wait, I was just asking Trustee Pierson what was that. So what are we doing? I'm a little lost on.
We should be mature enough.
I asked you, and I'm out of order. Yes,
Hold it.
I am.
Trustee Stubbs.
You're out of order. When I held the
Trustee
special
Stubbs.
meeting that you don't do this
Trustee
at the
Stubbs.
Melanie Fitness Center.
Trustee Stubbs, let
And
Trustee
it was
Pierson
done
finish.
anyway.
I'm a little lost on.
I can answer that if
Okay.
you don't mind.
I'll let Trustee Duane Muhammad tell you a little bit about what's happening over there and what has happened.
Melanie Fitness has been in existence for 15 years now. Our ultimate goal at the Melanie Fitness Center is to make it self-sustaining. For the 15 years, the village of Dolton has been subsidizing the fitness center just like it has subsidized the Dorchester. Melanie Fitness Center does not have a committee. We'd like to add that to the Human Services Committee.
I would suggest that we do not add it to the Human Services Committee under the direction of Trustee Muhammad. Trustee Duane Muhammad, I support it. And after he got elected, he asked me, he says, Mayor, you know, I have experience as a trainer at Melanie Fitness Center. I've been there for a number of years. I'd like to chair that committee. After about 2 or 3 months, there was an incident that happened there. Trustee Muhammad told me that his son could handle it. And I mentioned, I said, your son can handle it? He said, yes, my son's the manager there. I said, you hired your son as a manager? You know, you just came in the office, you hired your son? I said, you don't do that. When he was over it before, the strip party that he allowed to go on at the Melanie Fitness Center, there was some activity that was going on at the Melanie Fitness Center that they thought that shouldn't have went on.
Liquor was confiscated as Trustee Muhammad and the general manager, Ishmael Muhammad, stated that alcohol wasn't there. It was there. I saw it.
Apparently there were some parties that were going on there in regards to dancers.
I couldn't believe it.
They was making it rain on her derriere with $1 bills.
And then he got on Channel 2 News and said, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Muhammad says there was nothing illegal or even improper.
It was a pool party, and with a pool party, people have on bathing suits. And that's how young people dance nowadays. So you cannot censor how people dance at a pool party.
And now you want to put it right back under his auspices and his control?
When the police sergeant asked Trustee Muhammad and his son, did they smell marijuana outside of the front door of the Melanie Fitness Center, both of them answered, no, we don't smell anything. Well, it's mighty strange. Myself, 3 police officers, and everybody else was around in that area smelling marijuana where they was firing it up.
Is this discussion, Mayor? Will you allow me to retort to your...
Go ahead.
I will not go back and forth with you on the inaccuracies of some kind of strip party that took place.
That type of activity belonged at a strip joint or at a private club, not in a village-owned and operated building.
When we all know that across the street at Club 1 that you authorized an illegal license to, that had a strip club on the second floor.
That's not
where
true.
4 people were shot, and
That's
the
not true.
5th person was shot right in front of the place of an actual strip club.
This is the club. Second level shots start ringing out. The bartender describing that this club was full, that there were hundreds of people inside at the time of the shooting. Witnesses say they heard at least 10 to 15, even up to 18 shots. They're confident that whoever was shooting reloaded. So sad.
Here we go.
Now there is a motion on the floor and a second. Let's take the vote.
You had one chance and you proved that you did not have the proper judgment for activities at the Melanie Fitness Center.
I'm pleading with you, Mayor, that you please remove Trustee Muhammad from the Melanie Fitness Center.
My suggestion would be to have it separate and to have like some of the newer trustees to actually be on a committee or head of committees. I want everybody to get along. Trustee Muhammad do know the Melanie Fitness. I understand what you're stating that he has done in his past. Trustee Muhammad should be removed from his committee. The reason being, this has been going on for a long time, residents. We had no knowledge that this was going on in our own backyard until this occurred on Facebook. But I do think he can be a committee person, but I think you should choose someone else to chair it, such as maybe one of the newer trustees if they want to take the lead. Just a suggestion.
There's a motion on the floor and a second. Appreciate the suggestion, Trustee Henyard.
Do any other trustees want to chair anything? Trustee House or Trustee Denton?
I'm open to any of the suggestions, so I'm willing to if necessary.
I would be on the committee, but I don't want to chair it.
You want to chair?
Okay,
The
who's the third
persons on
person?
this committee.
There's a motion up.
Thank you, Attorney, for taking charge of your duties. Thank you.
Attorney Murphy.
On the motion to transfer oversight, Trustee Muhammad.
Aye.
Trustee Stubbs.
Aye.
When I called the special board meeting to stop this type of activity, that was just me talking.
No.
No.
Aye.
Trustee Henyard.
No.
3-3.
The motion fails. We won't do it tonight. Trustee Henyard, if you want to form a new committee in regards to that. Next thing on the agenda is the change of planning committee, and this is put on by Trustee Pierson.
I'd like to make a motion to move Trustee Stubbs to chair the planning committee.
Aye. Second.
Wow. Come on, win this discussion.
There's a motion on the floor, and there's a second to remove Committee Chair Henyard because she is fallen out of grace. So it's discussion time now.
I don't sit with one particular person on this board. If it's wrong, you're going to hear my mouth. If they right, I roll with them. It don't matter if it come from the mayor department or if it come from the, what you call them, Fantastic Four. So my issue is all of a sudden, now that I'm bringing up BP Capital and exposing them for what they voting for, so please put us down for something like that. If you can put aside 20 properties that we can lottery off to the residents so that they can have home ownership free of cost, that'll work.
That's something we can do, Trustee.
Now all of a sudden they want to remove me as chair. Where they do that at? BP Capital. They got a contract exclusive. We was arguing over the word exclusive. Everybody know what that word means. So I'm not going to give a definition like Trustee Muhammad does. That means that they strictly have the contract for the Village of Dolton to receive all our inventory, which was 428 properties. We gave that to them. Okay. After that, this board created another program called Invest in Dolton. That attorney that represented BP Capital, which was Attorney Bass, went after 6 of our vacant property, which he got off of that list.
I'm only doing what every lawyer in America does. Bill for my time. That's what I do.
We paid Attorney Bass $5,000 per house.
I came up with a flat rate that all the other villages are paying. You're not paying any more, any less.
So now we are in debt of $30,000. Everybody follow me with the math? Now, when you want to remove somebody as chair, have facts. Have a reason for why you're removing them. We could have cut the middleman out. We didn't have to pay an attorney $5,000.
It's not about me getting paid, because if I wanted to really get paid, I'd charge you a lot more than $5,000 a flat rate to get a house.
We could have gave it to you, resident, let you pay $5,000 and moved on with our life, right? But they didn't do that. Have a reason, like how we removed Muhammad when he was chair over Melanie's because he was having strip parties at Melanie's Fitness.
We have video of the party, so a warning, this story may not be appropriate for more sensitive viewers.
This should not be shown at a board meeting.
It should be shown.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't have been happening at the Melanie Fitness Center.
No, it should.
That's what you should have. That's what you should have been saying.
That's a reason to remove a person. But you removing me because you upset with me. You mad because I'm exposing BP Capital. I have a problem with that, residents. They should not be here in our community, period, point blank.
BP Capital was given control over all those vacant houses which they've sold to investors and is going back on the market. And the first one that we know of have sold for $146,000 to, as far as I'm concerned, an inside purchaser, to the company owned by the son of Mr. Grasso.
My name is Gary Grasso. I'm the former mayor, 2 terms, in Burr Ridge, Illinois. I am now on the DuPage County Board, where I've served for 5 years in my second term, and I am not running for re-election. I'm running for Attorney General.
Who is the law partner of Anthony Bass, which in the likelihood they have received close to $100,000 in profit.
And initially,
And the plot thickens. There was liens filed on houses where those owners were still in control of the property.
He says, oh, I'm going to be working on this house. This is going to be mine. I said, no, this house isn't for sale. Didn't hear anything else about it. A few months later, he's inside. I said, what are you doing in my house? He says, this is not your house, this is mine. He said, if you don't believe me, go down to the village.
And originally he refused to drop the lien on those houses, and we were staying for the hearing because we wanted to go in front of the judge. And those homeowners were at court that day. He came out and said, okay, Mayor, we'll take these 2 off. Because we was definitely ready to confront the judge and say, hey, these are legitimate owners here. Sure, they're a little bit delinquent, but these houses aren't vacant.
But he knew up front, the guy from BP Capital, he drives a black Cadillac truck. He knew that it was mine, but they went behind my back and took it anyway.
Now, when y'all hear the other testimonies, when they come up to this podium and they tell y'all what it is, y'all will hear from other communities that they done did this in and they got a problem with.
You know, I wrote them the check in 2 days with some properties out in Markham, Illinois. And it's been 2 years and I ain't got not one deed yet. And it's been hell ever since. I've got no cooperation at all from Markham.
Just tell them how much you gave BP Capital.
I'm embarrassed, you know.
Okay, $80,000. That's the history for BP Capital.
I will advise this board not to support this nutball stuff on removing me as chair of housing that I've been over for the last 5 years. I don't roll with the get along. I will stand alone by myself if I have to. Because guess what? My voice is louder than anybody's out here, and y'all know that. I just won an election, and I won off of my ticket. The only person that won off of my ticket. So if them numbers don't speak for themselves, I'm going to show y'all when this next election come up. Watch what I tell you. And that's for the record.
Now, I am happy to have Trustee Henyard's support on a number of issues lately. The majority of her tenure here as a trustee has been against me.
We're standing out here in front of Village Hall, getting ready to turn in our petitions for the recall of Riley Rogers, your mayor.
But I think this is a total disrespect when someone that holds a committee meeting and the other committee members all of a sudden get sick.
Mayor, first let me state.
You're out of order. You're out of order. You did not get sick.
She is dying, and I must save my daughter. Just like I gave you the comfort about your mother and my deepest sympathy. This is my daughter. And she is dying from cancer. Understand? So you and Tiffany can beat me up, but I'm going to take care of my family.
I applaud you for that, and you should take care of your family. You should take care of your family.
That's my daughter.
The trustee told me that you called her to adjust the time because you were getting off work late.
42 years old, and she's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer and stage 4 liver cancer.
You have my sympathy, and I pray for your daughter. I'm going by the information that I received.
And I'm not looking for sympathy.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Trustee
Whoever made that comment.
Trustee Henyard.
And you know that, and you just are voting.
I didn't say I was looking for your
Trustee.
I don't need
Elizabeth. Okay, Trustee Henyard, you heard any further?
I haven't done anything but spoke the truth. So if I can have your support, especially coming from Trustee Denton, I will respect that more than anything than just voting with the 4. Just because it feels right.
I just have to say this.
You the flip vote. No matter what you think. One thing I'm going to tell you about this board. If it's for you guys, and you don't have to always go with the team, period. And that's all I'm trying to make sure I educate people that's new up here. You can't just vote with them just because they sat you down and said, all right, I need your vote today. It got to make sense. You have to live with that at the end of the day. I don't care if they like me or not. I'm still going to speak on what I need to speak on. Now, if I'm a roll with it, I'm a roll with it. If I'm not, I'm not. I call everybody up here. No one picks up my call. I call you, trustee. I reached out because I said you should hear both sides. Don't just listen to one side. If they tell you something, it's like they brainwash you. They telling you something, and then you just roll with it, but you don't hear my side. So when I have something on the agenda, I'm talking about the agenda. I'm not talking like we finna be girlfriends, let's go out. I'm talking, okay, I got 4 items on the agenda. Can we sit down like ladies and discuss this? That's what I normally ask. But nobody wants to talk. That's bad. And I'm the youngest one on this board, and I'm sitting here reaching out to y'all.
When you said, Trustee Henyard, that you had this committee for 5 years, that's untrue. I'm sitting up here looking at 3 trustees that was stripped. Correct my memory.
You right.
Trustee Henyard, Trustee Hunt, and Trustee Brown was stripped from their committees. You took it from me when I was the chairperson for housing. I didn't open my mouth. I did not sit up here, say anything when you, Brown, and Hunt voted to take housing from myself.
My point is,
the mayor made Trustee Muhammad chairperson and made us nothing. Me, Brown, and Hunt. We don't sit on no committee at all.
Well, listen, hold on. Wait, I want to comment to that. The mayor made us nothing. I asked each of you, what committee did you feel comfortable in sharing? And Trustee Henyard, what did you tell me? I said, okay, fine, you got it. Trustee Hunt, what'd you tell me? I said, fine, you got it. Trustee Brown, what'd you tell me? And you got it.
We didn't take anything from you. I've always had housing. When we came on this board, the mayor gave me housing. He gave Hunt finances. Simple as that. So
over those 2 years after we came in administration, and I saw the competence level, you're right, I did change it. So don't talk about I didn't give you anything, because you had those chairs for 2 years. And what came out of it? Nothing.
Okay. Mayor wanted to go there, so we gonna go there.
I answer your question. I answer your question. I answer your question. I responded.
You don't remember when you 3 sat here and tried to recall my seat, remove me? Y'all think it's cool to sit here and make laws because that's what we do. You taking advantage of our duties as elected officials. You can't sit here and get mad at the individual and just say, I'm gonna write a law and just write you out. You can't do that. I got elected by the people. I represent them out there, their voice, not you, because you mad at me today. Now you want to see him write something up. And just for the record, it's a title. I'm only speaking on it because y'all think y'all can do whatever y'all want to do because we make laws. But I'm not that upset about it. But at the end of the day, y'all wrong, period. This is wrong.
Trustee Henyard will still be a part of that committee.
Okay, so it's already been predetermined where the spot going to be.
We're still in discussion. Let me ask my question again. I'm trying to get clarity on this.
Go ahead.
Bring down the emotion somewhat. The move tonight is to make Trustee Stubbs the chairperson, but you would still be part of the committee, Trustee Henyard. You're just not the chair.
So since that's already been predetermined, and it's probably been predetermined how y'all gonna vote on this, I want to know, why is she being removed? What is the reason? I don't even have a choice in this matter as who can chair any of these committees.
Committees are decided by the board, not by ordinance. It's by law.
Madam Clerk, what did we review this morning?
Up until 2016, the mayor had the power to appoint committee members and chairs.
Thank you.
In 2016, this board voted to transfer that power to itself.
See, you vote on ordinances.
I'd like to see that.
You vote on ordinances that you don't even realize and remember that you vote on. Me and Trustee Henyard have had our differences across the aisle. And there's a few things I'd like her to change.
Vice versa.
You know? But tonight, I think this is a travesty. I think it's disrespectful when she calls a meeting and you don't show up. And I understand your concern, but tonight is a clear demonstration of you fell out the group. You fell from grace, and we're gonna spank you for it.
You did appoint the committees, and that was taken away from you by Trustee Henyard, Trustee Hunt, and Trustee Brown. You also appointed myself to the Housing Committee, and once Trustee Hunt, Henyard, and Brown did away with that, they appointed Trustee Henyard to the committee. And we have been having numerous of complaints about tenants renting houses and their grass is not being cut. That's one of my issues that I have, that the landlords wasn't called in. Secondly, when it's not only that, this is one of the reasons why I would like to chair again this committee that you and Brown and Hunt saw fit to take away from me and put you back in it, that the mayor appointed me to at that time when we was talking. Also, I would like to state about the fees. You chewed us out about it's not coming to your committee about the fees. And we was going to discuss the fees and going up on the fees. Well, permits have to send that information out in advance. That didn't happen. So, you know, that's why I am accepting this chairman's seat, and if I get the votes.
I would respectfully like to ask that we call a vote on this one. I think we know what the vote is. The residents know what the vote is.
When this decision was made, was there any violation of Open Meetings Act?
Part of the Act's thrust is not only that public bodies take action in open meetings, but also that they deliberate in open meetings.
But I don't think one of the four would admit to that.
One thing that Trustee Stubbs pointed out was the fees. Now, when we had our fee structure, me and Trustee Pierson both agreed on the fees. She gave resistance because she have a unit, and we was increasing the per unit fee structure. Now, when we make laws, we don't supposed to make it to benefit ourselves. I have rental property in the village of Dolton. I was okay with increasing whatever fee we decided on.
And then we're talking about a trustee who is a slumlord, and that trustee is Ms. Henyard.
And then I felt like my back is against the wall because you are a trustee.
It's why the single mom, a domestic violence survivor and whose rent is subsidized, says she reached out to us. That and concerns about her children's health. I spoke briefly with Henyard by phone, who wonders if this may somehow be political.
And I think that this trustee is wrong. She has not, the kids done got sick, their clothes got mold on it, it's termites in the house, it's feces under the house. This place is unlivable, and she has not did anything to fix the place up.
But she was not. So she got upset and said, nah, well, that's going to affect me. Okay, you got a 4 unit, so that means it need to be $50 and up. So right now it's at $35. It's only a $15 fee. I'm like, but goddamn, you want me to give it to you out of my pocket?
The tenant of the property had to be evacuated and given temporary living quarters.
Staying in a hotel, so.
All the while, Dolton taxpayers even helped foot the bill to keep Smith's family off the streets.
He thought that, the village should be compassionate. She had nowhere to go. She had children. What we thought was to actually bill Trustee Henyard.
It was minute. I put it to you like that.
The mold testing revealed, as I recall, levels that were very, very high, which verified that residence was not safe for human beings to live in there and to breathe that air.
So I guess that's why she feels she can chair the meeting, so she can make sure it don't affect her.
You can't tell me how that house failed an inspection in October when it just passed it beforehand?
If you have any questions, talk to my attorney.
I think we've had enough discussion on this issue. It's already been predetermined on how the vote is going to go, I think.
Let's go.
And aye.
No.
Trustee Denton.
Abstain.
Well, you know what abstain means, Mr.?
It's too much.
It goes with the majority.
Well, I can't deal with it. Let them do what they do.
Yeah, you got to pick a side, because they're going to go with the majority if you don't pick a side. It's either you want me to obtain my seat or you don't.
Hey, Trustee Denton, just for clarification, an abstain means yes.
Mm-hmm.
It means you go with the majority.
It does.
So by abstaining doesn't really do Trustee Henyard any good. You know, honestly, you be honest with you should make a decision here. Because
I agree.
Trustee Pierson. Trustee Henyard.
No.
3-2-1 abstain, so it means that Trustee Henyard loses her chairmanship of the Housing Committee. Next thing on the agenda is ordinance number 19-011, establishing order of business and standing trust committees.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 19-011.
Second.
Any discussion?
All standing committees shall consist of 3 members and shall be appointed by the president. So my issue with that, as an elected official, as a trustee, we all have committees, and that is our right. That's what we do. So I don't think he should be able to appoint our committees. We should be able to work amongst ourselves as a board, as a unit, to basically pick what committees we want to chair and be over.
I will advise this board not to support this nutball stuff or removing me as chair of housing that I've been over for the last 5 years.
Here again is another situation where they took my power from me. Every other mayor appoints the committees. So they had the vote, and they established what committees they wanted, who they wanted to put on them. Just until recently, these committees started meeting. What's wrong with the mayor having the authority to do what every other mayor has?
Committees are advisory. They're designed to help the process to move matters forward. And it only makes sense to have committees appointed by the mayor, but to let those committees work and do their thing and report to the whole board and to the public as they're doing it. So this is completely common.
All I want to do is pass this right now, get it out the way, get the village moving forward.
How can we teach our youth and you fighting among yourself? We got a dummy for a president that don't care about us, but we African Americans don't care about us. How are you your brother's keeper? Dr. King had a dream.
Whatever happened in the past, that was with that old regime. This is a new regime. Let's vote.
So this is another example, a preview of not wanting to work with me.
That's not true, Mayor.
I know. Then tell me, why does every other...
I'm explaining to you. I'm senior trustee, for those that don't know me. I'm the youngest person on this board. I've been on this board. Hold on, I'm explaining. I've been on this board for 6 years. 6 years, we never had a problem.
6 years, we had trouble.
We never had a problem with our committees. Trustee Muhammad should be removed from his committee. This has been going on for a long time, residents. We had no knowledge that this was going on in our own backyard. Us as board members, we sit, we talk to each other, and we pick what we want.
We're the board. We can vote to stop this, and we don't have to try to embarrass everybody. I said a prayer before that we all come together, but it looks like everybody wants to showboat and fight.
I don't see why the mayor want power to pick our committees when we should be able to talk and work together as one and pick what we want as trustees.
Y'all think it's cool to sit here and make laws because that's what we do. You taking advantage of our duties as elected officials. You can't sit here and get mad at an individual and just say, I'm gonna write a law and just write you out.
That's what we do as elected officials. You guys elected me to basically do any one of these committees.
And just for the record, it's a title. I'm only speaking on it because y'all think y'all can do whatever y'all want to do because we make laws. But I'm not that upset about it.
Trustees pick their committees. Trustees talk to one another.
I call everybody up here. No one picks up my call. I call you, trustee. I reached out because I said you should hear both sides. Don't just listen to one side. If they tell you something, it's like they brainwash you. I'm talking about the agenda. I'm not talking like we finna be girlfriends, let's go out. I'm talking, okay, I got 4 items on the agenda. Can we sit down like ladies and discuss this?
We come together as one and we say what we want and we get along. We had no issue. There is no issue now.
Trustee Pierson, you sat next to me and called this board dysfunctional.
The mayor wants complete power. I'm not giving him my power, my duties that I do and that I got elected to do.
Mayor, you're after power. You're power hungry. You got to stop that. You have people. You have 6 bodies up here. We supposed to basically agree on what decisions come before.
You know, I've watched these meetings for the past 6 years. And the committees, that's why 6 years nothing's been done. They make committees just to fight against the mayor because they got personal vendettas against the mayor. It's not about giving him complete control, but it's about working with him. Me and him have a relationship. So you work with him, but I'm not going to grandstand or attack him or trying to embarrass him in public. That's what these trustees did for the past 6 years.
The mayor wanted to go there, so we gonna go there.
I answer your question. I answer your question.
So it's not about giving up control. It's about us working together, period, and respecting the leader of this community. And a lot of times in our community, we don't respect black leadership. So we're going to respect this man right here.
I go to some of these other villages, some of these other towns, their board meetings are over in 45 minutes. They're about the business. Goes on the agenda, it's already been discussed, they vote on it. Thank you all, have a good night.
On the motion to approve ordinance number 19-011.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Trustee Denton.
No.
So if I can have your support, especially coming from Trustee Denton, I will respect that more than anything than just voting with the 4.
All right.
Trustee Henyard.
Motion carries.